It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers out at Quicken Loans Arena. And for Cleveland, they've got what only half of the teams in the NBA get to enjoy, and that's opening the season on your home floor. The fans are ready to give them all the support they need to go after their first win of the season. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year and winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Cavaliers in an interconference battle here at the Quicken Loans Arena. This, of course, their first time matched up with the Suns. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And you look at how they match up. Certainly you could see them losing, but you would still expect them to come away with 2 wins.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt, and it's Chandler in at the 5.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. It's a 5-point game. And the thing about Eric Bledsoe, he's an absolutely terrific athlete. Insane athletic ability, his speed with the ball, especially Greg in the open court. Remarkable.
Yeah, and when he gets a full head of steam, look out. He goes beast mode, if you will, on the basketball floor. He really, truly is like a running back in the open field.
A shot by Knight, no good.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And that one's good. Shumpert.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The Suns have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
How about 3 of 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. James, the pass to Irving. Back to James. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the screen. Irving dishes to LeBron. He took good advantage of that screen.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Knight against Shumpert. Again, the miss by Knight.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Irving against Bledsoe. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Bledsoe's got 7 points in the game.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Irving after Eric Bledsoe's score. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. Well, we know the Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
And credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders, but thus far he's proved to be worth it.
The shot by Knight, no good.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot. Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
And the wide open shot from Morris. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs, I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle.
Here's Bledsoe following the basket by LeBron James. And that one's good. And it's 9 points for Eric Bledsoe.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
And here's Cleveland. They're on a 14-6 run. Outside Irving. He dishes it to Love. And the pass to LeBron. There's the 3. Morris with the rebound. Suns trail by 3. And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Cavaliers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Shumpert, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Chandler kicks it to Tucker. For 3, Bledsoe. Bledsoe can't get that one to drop. Cleveland leading by 3. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It's Mozgov, high post. Irving against Bledsoe. Fires top of the key. They get the rebound. James. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in. James has got 8 points.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Tucker. Mozgov grabs the board.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
And that one's good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
A nice shot by Knight.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Cavaliers ahead. They lead by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. They've got Warren. John Lure's out there with Alex Len. Then there's Ronnie Price, and it's Weems in at the two-guard spot.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that he can afford to give him.
Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24 Clark on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year. That pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
Smith outside. The feed now to Jefferson. Pulls up. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. Here's Price. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. To the paint. Here's Len, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And really, nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Smith kicks to Williams. Picked by Varejao. Williams passes to Varejao. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Varejao's got the lead up to 8 now for the Cavs. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Lure. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Warren kicks to Len. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. The shot. No good from Price. Cleveland leading by 8. Here's Jefferson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Smith against Price. A floater. Here's Lure. Can't hit, and Cleveland will come the other way.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. For Thompson, he was great off the bench. You're right, Greg, for the Cavs last year. Even earned some Clark's 6th Man of the Year consideration votes.
And deserved it because of how he played and his impact. He actually had his best year in terms of shooting efficiency. Shot a career-high 55% from the floor.
LeBron, he's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Jefferson. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Williams for 3. Rebound by the Suns. Warren with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Price. Good D by Thompson.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Down low. And James gets it to go on the assist by Thompson. That's 12 points for LeBron.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Len, a screen. Price dishes to Teletovic.
And just a solid start to the season for Teletovic last year. I mean, unfortunately, it came to a close prematurely as he was battling blood clots.
First trip to the line for him here.
And really, the line a season ago was just a battle for him. Just about a 72% free throw shooter.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for the Cavaliers. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Love comes in for J.R. Smith. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Williams. And the Suns here with a different look. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Len. PJ. Tucker comes in for Warren. Brandon Knight's checked in for Sonny Weems, and it's Eric Bledsoe in for Price. That misses, so he splits the free throws. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Down low, it's tipped and stolen by Knight. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way, and the shot is good. Knight's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Well, for Teletovic, he got the clots in early December, and Clark, fortunately, he made a full recovery.
Yeah, good to see him back. You know, Bosch's blood clot battle was more publicized due to his stardom, but Teletovic went through the same thing. It's a real threat to an athlete, and hopefully it's well behind him and he doesn't have to run that race anymore.
Bledsoe kicks it to Tucker. Shot from 12. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Tucker's got his first points of the game. Cleveland's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Outside Irving. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Bledsoe. Jumps up. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Now, here is Irving. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Clock at 2. From deep, James. Tyson Chandler grabs the board.
That's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
LeBron outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Cavaliers lead by 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Brandon Knight. And Brandon, how do you break down this game so far and what you guys need to do in the second half?
You know, we're moving the ball really well right now and, you know, really finding an open man. So, you know, I got to congratulate my team in the first half just on, you know, moving the ball and really playing unselfish. And but the main thing is getting stops, and it's going to come down to getting stops to win this game.
All good things to sustain for the second half, Brandon. Thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Coming in off a tough game last time out for him, he's clearly turned the page, and it's bouncing back tonight in a big way. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He has 12 points and 1 assist.
So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against Dallas.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair in the forward position. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Mozgov in at the 5, down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Outside Knight. Tucker with the ball, working on James. Bledsoe outside, trying to find Chandler. He's got it now.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he hit 72% of his foul shots a season ago, but I'm not sure he's real thrilled with those numbers.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
That one misses. Cleveland leading by 3. Changes up, and Irving finishes inside. Irving's got his first basket of the night. So for Phoenix, their last game, a win against the Mavericks in Dallas. It's Knight with the drive. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 4 assists. In the game.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
James, the pass to Shumpert. Love inside, covered by Morris. Morris with the rebound.
Well, he's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Phoenix shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Chandler. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
And that one's good, Irving.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
And the Suns call time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He told Knight that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Chandler was a bit of a late bloomer, but you can't argue with his presence on the floor now.
Well, he won a title and embodies what you need to do in order to win titles. I mean, Chandler makes all the difference on defense. And that's why teams can just still want him even late in his career.
Here's Weems. And that misses. That would have put him up. Cavaliers leading. It's Williams with the drive. Shumpert. And it's blocked. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. On the wing, Williams. Thompson outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. The Suns third.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
It's Knight with the drive. That's not going to drop for him. 5 of 9 with that miss. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Start of the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Williams against Knight. Williams kicks to Shumpert. Picked by Verejao. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Warren, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Rejected by Len. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len. And the Cavaliers with some changes. LeBron comes in for Anderson Verejao. And it's Jefferson in for Shumpert. And then for Phoenix, Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Len. John Lure comes in for Markieff Morris. And Ronnie Price has subbed in for Sonny Weems. 5 to shoot. Here's LeBron. The turnaround jumper. Count it. LeBron's got 14.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Price against Williams. Pass to Teletovic. His three-pointers off the mark. Cavaliers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Jefferson's shot is off. Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Knight with it. Now Smith defending. And Thompson sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Well, the Cavaliers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Williams. And for the Suns, P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Warren. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Knight. Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
That's his first personal foul.
And for Smith and his confidence, last year, even he said he's on pace to be one of the best shooters the game has ever seen. So obviously not lacking in belief in his ability.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He's off on the first.
And not sure if I can agree with J.R. Smith's assessment that he'll be one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he's pretty deep into his career at this point. Maybe he's hoping for a Kyle Korver type of career after 30 years of age.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Love comes in for Richard Jefferson, and Kyrie Irving subbed in for Smith.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Dishes to Irving. Back to James. Takes it from 10. And that one comes up a bit short. For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against Dallas. Outside Knight. And the rejection by Love. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. No good. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Cleveland ahead, up 2. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Suns trailing. Setting the floor for the Suns. Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. And it's Chandler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
And that one's good, Irving.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
Well, he's fearless. I mean, there's nothing that concerns him. No matter what the matchup is, he's a guy that doesn't back down. He's beyond being intimidated.
That's good. Here's Irving. Outside jumper. Irving sets a screen for Shumpert. Back to Irving. Pocket 6. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Morris a screen. It's Knight with the drive. No good with the elbow jumper.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And there's Shumpert. That's good on the assist by James. Now it's a 6-point Cavalier lead. Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Timeout call, the Suns.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships, some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
And Cleveland making a change here. Thompson's checked in. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Chandler, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Here's LeBron. Chandler with the rebound. Suns trail by 4. To the inside, Knight. The shot is off. Great D that time from Irving. The Cavaliers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Love with the screen on Knight. Off the screen. And that one's good, Irving. Irving's got 10 points here in the second half.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. And here we go. Fast break. Love's got it. The shot's good from Irving.
He's got the touch they needed here as this one goes down to the wire.
Yeah, 4 of 4 this quarter, making buckets under duress.
Knight against Shumpert. Lets it go from deep. The shot by Knight, no good.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game. And that's helped them stake this lead.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
And here we go. Irving's shot is good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
They double-team Bledsoe. Here's Tucker. And the Suns miss again. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Feeds it to James. And stolen by Knight. And Tucker kicks to Bledsoe. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
And here's Cleveland. They're on a 14-6 run. On the wing, Shumpert. Tipped away. In the corner, it's James. Morris against Love. Lets it go from 14. And that one's good. Love's got the lead up to 12 now for the Cavs.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, mid-range J is almost a gimme.
And the Suns call time. They're trailing by 12. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mozgov, he's checked in for Kevin Love. Here is Bledsoe. Morris a screen. Bledsoe dishes to Knight. Back to Bledsoe. Phoenix no good that time either.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Thompson with the bucket.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Cavaliers.
Two great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall series.
And as we've come to expect, another big game tonight and an impressive exhibit for Kyrie Irving. Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
Knight for three. Again, the miss by Knight. There's 21 seconds left in the game. Right side, Irving. Stolen by Bledsoe.
Well, the comeback hopes are out the window now. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, it's a done deal. It's wrap time for this group.
And, Clark, that's really deflating for a team to cough up the ball and have it turn into points immediately on the other end.
You know, Greg, it feels like giving up two baskets, the one you didn't get and then the one you allow the opponent to get.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered defensively that enabled you to win this ball game?
I mean, well, they broke us down still off the bounce. We want to do a better job of trying to keep our chest in front of them, but we did a really good job of contesting their shots, and it allowed us to get on the boards and get rebounds.
Perhaps not perfect, LeBron, but certainly good enough. Thank you so much. Kev, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He made all the key plays every step of the way. They depend on him to deliver these sorts of performances, and he helped carry his team tonight.
He shot over 50% from the field in the game, a testament to how hard he worked to always find the best look possible. He was in constant motion. He found those gaps in the D and made the most of his open looks.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in the arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will on the game.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm here with Shaq and the Jet. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Checking out Cleveland. They're excited to be back out on the floor for game number 1 of the season, and I don't think anyone has doubts that they want to send a strong message tonight and tip off the new season with a win. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year and winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
And there is a buzz in the air in the sold-out Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Eastern Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Cleveland Cavaliers intent on protecting home court. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Brown at the 2 with Johnson at the 3. Brook Lopez is out there with Young, and it's Jack in at the point guard.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's James. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
Now here's James after the miss from Joe Johnson. Back to Irving. Lets it go from 14. And that one's good.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
And Jack kicks to Lopez. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Shumpert dishes to Irving. Picked by Mozgov. James, the pass to Love. Oh, good with the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And stolen by Love. Here we go, one-on-one, and James throws it down.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
So it's Brooklyn now. The Cavaliers making the shot. And Jack kicks to Johnson. Young up top. It's Brown on the wing. Guarded by Shumpert. To the paint. Shot clock at 6. Shots good from Young.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against Dallas. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly. But last season, they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Irving. Jack. With the defensive effort. Brooklyn trailing. Johnson kicks to Young. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoff.
Here is Love. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. The fadeaway. The shot's good from Love. Love's got his first points of the night.
The defense just too soft on that possession. You have to be closer and contest at the rim.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
Boy, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin. I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Smith checked in for LeBron. And Mo Williams subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Now, here is Irving. On the wing, Irving. It's stolen by Jack. On, here we go. Jack into the hoop.
Cleveland foul call. That's his first personal foul.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Nets.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Free throw drops for Jarrett Jack.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And Jack drops them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
The Cavaliers trail by 3. Over in the corner, Williams. There's the pass to Varejau. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
And how about the Cavs last season? 18 straight home wins for them. 3rd longest home win streak in their history. And that home winning streak helped them jump from the middle of the playoff pack to the 2 seed.
And he can't hit the second.
And for Varejau, his wild hair and frenetic style long ago earned him the nickname Wild Thing. I mean, diving for loose balls, taking charges, but that energy and enthusiasm may be unsurpassed really by any other player in our league.
Here's Smith following the bucket by the Nets. The baseline J. And another miss by Cleveland.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Bogdanovich, no luck. Well, Greg, you're talking about Varejao. He may play wild, but his production has backed it up. A few years ago, he averaged, Clark, over 14 rebounds a game.
Yeah, and I don't think he plays that wild. I think he just looks wild. That hair flying all over the place, and he's giving up his body. I don't know if he's necessarily a wild player as much as he just looks and appears to be everywhere at all times.
The Cavaliers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And that one misses. And now in transition is Jack. Here we go. Offensive rebound. Here's Bargnani. Leaps for it. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And the Cavaliers making a change here.
Richard Jefferson.
Go.
We've got 13 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here is Jack. Here's the dish to Bargnani. Back to Jack. The 3. No good on that last second attempt there. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Nets lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And, of course, as we've always seen with LeBron James, it's not just about the numbers, but his tremendous, tremendous leadership.
I put all the pressure on me to be better and come through for my teammates. This is the position I put myself in. It's the position I put our team in. And as the leader and the guy that goes out there and make things happen, that's the way it's going to be.
Well, that there is straight talk from a man who does not pretend. LeBron James with a textbook example of how to take responsibility and lead.
And, Kevin, that's why he is the king. He doesn't say, hey, I'm just one of the 5 guys. No, he knows who he is and what he has to do. Bottom line, he's the man. Climb on my shoulders, and I'm going to take you to the promised land.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
A lot of times, the team that owns the paint is going to come away with the victory, and that's what they've done here thus far.
Yeah, why change the plan until they make you? And that's where they should continue to attack moving forward, going inside.
LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Jefferson out there with Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Thompson in at the center. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
The drive by James, and good on the basket. Hook it. Now it's a 4-point Cavalier lead.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And Lopez gets it to go.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. glove with the screen on Jack. Inside. Love against Young. And again, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And Jack kicks to Lopez. Pass to Johnson. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Cleveland. This, of course, their first look at the Nets.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. And LeBron throws it down.
Good, just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fellas wearing the rim out.
Brooklyn with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. Thompson comes with the double team. Lopez against Thompson. 6 to shoot. And that one's good by Lopez. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch. Back to the basket moves, facing up, makes free throws. Good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
And talking about Lopez, he does clean the glass on the offensive end. He was 12th in offensive rebounds last year. However, he was 44th in defensive rebounds. That's one important area he definitely has to work on.
A different look now for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Iman Shumpert has come in for Richard Jefferson. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
You know, getting back to Lopez, how good is it to have a guy with his offensive package also be a near top 10 shot blocker for you? That's what he was last season and several seasons before that. He's an all-star talent if he can just stay on the court and stay healthy.
Now, here is Irving. Offensive rebound. Mozgov. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
And stolen by Love. To the middle.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Jack against Irving. Outside Jack. He kicks to Johnson. Mozgov grabs the board.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And it's good. Fought through contact, gets the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. So we'll see Joe Johnson go to the line here. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert. Cavaliers making a switch here. Smith has checked in. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Margnani has checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Young. Bogdanovich is checked in for Brown. And Ellington is subbed in for Jarrett Jack.
Moscow, guys, was specifically sought after by his coach, Dave Blatt. Remember, Moscow was a favorite of his from when Blatt coached the Russian national team.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 8. Back to Irving. Clock at 4. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Mozgov and Blatt with a close connection from their international play. Mozgov was a big part of taking home a bronze medal. Remember Clark back in 2012 with Blatt?
Yeah, exactly. In Russia and now again with the Cavs, Mozgov is showing that Blatt has great confidence and trust in his ability, and that's wonderful for a player.
Mo Williams is checked in for Shumpert. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Cavaliers have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Smith kicks to Williams. Mozgov sets a screen for Williams. Inside, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Nets trail by 3. As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the third best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about 1 in 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Yeah, you've got to make sure your feet are set when you set those screens, or they're going to call that on you.
Well, I thought maybe he was set. I know that's a difficult call to make, but I think they might have missed that one.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Verajau's checked in. Now here's Johnson. He has 6. He was all alone on that one. Johnson's got 8 points. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's James. 8 points for him. There's a screen by Williams. Passes it to Irving. Verajau down low. Defended by Bargnani. 11 feet away. Verajau's shot is good. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
It's tipped. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Cavaliers ahead, up by 3. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. The first quarter for the Cavaliers was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They played with more purpose in the second quarter and fought to turn an early deficit into a 3-point lead by the time we reached the break. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
They were clearly a better shooting team. Their play calling and execution were on point. It wasn't a dominant performance, but you did get an idea of how efficient they can be. They'll need to continue that kind of shooting if they want to pull away in the second half.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Where was the sense of urgency? We all know they're capable of playing better, and no one wants to give up a ridiculous high shooting percentage. They need a little attitude adjustment in the second half, or this game will get away from them.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
The Cavaliers leading by 3, and Brooklyn looking who they've got. Brown at the 2 with Johnson at the 3. Young out there with Brook Lopez, and it's Jack in at the 1 spot. Mozgov with the bucket. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Here's Lopez, takes the 12-footer and hits. Lopez has got 8 points.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target. You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's got more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
4 on the clock. Here's Love. Good D by Lopez. Nets trail by 3. Johnson dishes to Jack. Back to Johnson. The shot is off, and Cleveland will come the other way.
And Irving with multiple 55-point games last season. The first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in 07.
Love with the screen on Young. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Love the pass to James. 6 on the shot clock. Brooklyn with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And so the ball's out of bounds. Shumpert touched it last.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Brown kicks to Jack. You know what? Good D by Irving.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And the rejection by James. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov.
Tristan Thompson.
It's Brown with the drive. The teardrop falls in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
The Cavaliers leading by 3. Outside Irving. Puts it up from 15, and the jumper is on the mark. Irving's got 6 points.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
Here's Shumpert after Jarrett Jack's score. LeBron dishes to Thompson. To the paint.